Thank you to invite me here, and Your Excellency, Professor said 20% become to 17%. For me, it's very good because this 3% come to Israel, so it's good. So sooner or later, all of us must to live in Israel. This is our world. It is an honor and a privilege to speak on behalf of the Russian-speaking Jews in this important meeting. You have invited me to represent the Jews of the former Soviet Union. But I must state, the Russian Jewry is much more than a part of this 20 or 17%, and we cannot speak this group without the understanding its global connection. Today, more than 3 million Russian-speaking Jews live all over the world, more than 2 million of them in the diaspora, the majority of which live in the United States, as well as big communities in Canada, Germany, France, and England. 150 years ago, Jews of Russian Empire composed, for my opinion, more than 70% of all Jews in the world. This includes the Jews of Western Poland and Lithuania, who were a part of Russian Empire at that time. Then many of them left and essentially created the 80%, the two biggest and strongest Jewish communities in America, Jewish communities, and America Jewish community and the State of Israel, as well as the community of South Africa, Argentina, and others. Therefore, Russian Jews' heritage extends far beyond the Jews who merely speak Russian today. It has strong roots in the 80% as well. The connection between them and the 80% should be strengthened, not only because it's a connection of the center to a periphery, but also because it connects grandparents and grandchildren literally. Russian-speaking Jewry has many challenges. We all know them: assimilation, lack of Jewish identity and knowledge, lack of communal and philanthropic values. But Russian-speaking Jews also had a big potential to be the leading force of the Jewish diaspora and entire Jewish world because of the following 5 reasons. First, they live in the countries which are geopolitical and economic significant. The second, they return to their Jewish roots. I think it has happened more in Russia, in Ukraine, than in the West. Third, they have generally become economically prosperous and powerful. Not all of them, not everywhere, but it can be found in some capacities in every part of the world. Fourth, they are pro-Israel. They understand the meaning of Israel as a foundation of their security, of their Jewish identity. They also have a personal bond. The most of them have relatives in Israel. And the fifth, the role and the size of Russian-speaking community in Israel is a big one, and its influence increase in the future. To realize this enormous potential, we must accomplish three goals. Number one, we should work harder to foster the bond between Israel and Russian-speaking Jewry worldwide. Much more work should be done in the West. Both sides, Israel and Russian Jewry, should understand the mutual needs for one another. Number two, the Jewish world should let the Russian Jews integrate more. We still see a good deal of cynicism and exclusion, suspicions and arrogance. We still see the old establishment preventing the new one from the leading. This happens in the United States, in other places. And number three, the Russian Jews should engage more in Jewish life. We've seen very good start, but it's only start. Potential is much greater. Finally, the potential of Russian-speaking Jews extend beyond Jewish life. They can be the bridge between East and the West. The bridge can understand, moderate, the sides not only in the Jewish issue, but in geopolitical and economical issue. I call to the Western powers to use Russian-speaking Jews to mediate the Kremlin using the shuttle diplomacy in their own language, promoting the interest of the State of Israel and the interest of all, including the Iranian nuclear threat, the conflict on Syria, the Israel-Palestinian conflict, and international trade in the gas issue. Therefore, I want to use this honorable stage to call more integration of Russian-speaking Jews in the life with the Jewish diaspora worldwide. I call for the Jewish establishment to accept Russian Jews in the leading position. I call for the global Russian-speaking Jewry community to take a leading part in the Jewish life worldwide. We know we can, because we know what we did 100 years ago in the United States of America and in the States of Israel, and how far we come since then. Let's do this to sake of the future of the Jewish people, the State of Israel, and the God of Israel. God bless State of Israel and all Jewish people all over the world.